Okay, so that's the stainless steel tank that I have commissioned to make for the warm water. It's gonna sit behind the wood stove. Something that was part of the plan from the beginning, but it took me a while to find a certified stainless steel welder who could make this, because it has to be made very strongly. There's reinforcements in the middle. It's a flat tank that has to sit in contact with the concrete of the wood stove to heat up very gently. It's not in the fire. If I measure the temperature of the stove throughout the day, a normal winter day where I make a fire every day, it peaks at 150 degrees Celsius just when after the fire basically, and before I make a new fire it's about 80 degrees. It depends on kind of the day and how big the fires I make, the temperature outside, of course. Again, this is a masonry stove, so the way it works is you make the fire as big and as hot as possible, so the wood burns in the most efficient way, so you have less ash left over. Fire heats all the stone and the stone heats the space. So even 24 hours after you've made a fire, stone is still warm, and that kind of works as a radiator that heats up the space. So it's quite a unique situation and solution, this one, but I think it's gonna work. Few safety things are in place, but let me explain how it works, and then that makes more sense with the drawing. Okay, here it is. Cold water comes in, so it's an open system. When you open the shower tap, water circulates. When it's closed, it's just sitting still here. First it goes to a one-way valve, so that prevents water to go back in the system when pressure would rise in here. Cold water goes in the bottom here. There's a wall built in to prevent cold water from mixing too quickly with the warmer water, because you want a stable temperature coming out on the top. Warm water comes out here. There's a pressure release valve, which is a safety valve for if the temperature gets really hot above 3 bars. This one releases water. It's connected to a pipe that goes outside. There's another pressure release valve here for really a worst case scenario, so that's a higher pressure, which is not connected to anything because it would just drip, but that probably wouldn't happen because this one would do its work. Hot water goes first into a mix tap, which is for safety also. For example, if the water in the tank is close to boiling temperature, you don't want that to come out of the shower because it could burn you. So it's actually this one. So the hot water goes in here, but there's also cold water connected to it. Now if this is higher than 60 degrees, it mixes in a little bit of cold water. So the water that comes out here is always 60 degrees. There's a membrane inside here. And you can also set this to a lower temperature if you want. bad news. It blows up like a balloon. Only 1.5 bar of pressure I had on. Just turned it off. And I think I heard the weld point snap in the middle. There's 3 frames that should reinforce it. And I think on the outside you could see just a few weld points, but it needs to be welded all alongside from the inside. I'm not sure how they've done it, but it's not enough. Only just with a little pressure, it's just the whole tank is like, it's like a balloon really. So I have to siphon it empty into the shower, dry, and then I have to bring it back, take it apart. It's not good. Yeah, cold and snow this month. I remember last year was February, was all dry, there was no snow at all, and everything fell in March, so hopefully this year it's the other way around. Get a break, get ready for spring. The tank is going back to the welder. I called him up, he was reasonable, and he's gonna do a better job. Especially to weld the center close to each other so it's connected. You know, that's the reason why water tanks and any liquid tanks are always round, to deal with the pressure better. Flat tank always wants to do this, so you have to work harder structurally to make it work. I think it's gonna work.